Um, I've always advocated target visual to invest in the body cam. It's really important. And for me, man, they've been trying to recreate reality in so many ways. And sometimes, even when I have a body cam, I couldn't even believe they could try to make stories up when I have a body cam showing literally what happened. I mean, it's been crazy. So I'm a target individual with dealing with V2K and synthetic telepathy, and I have an ecosystem of people who tell me every day they're gonna frame me. So because of that alone, I understood that I needed a body cam. These people are gonna recreate reality in this false way, but at the same time, they've been trying to recreate reality in a false way in different ways. These perps are discussing low life the government contract, and their job and their commitment is to push the target individual into internalize this reality they put together. As if, for example, as an example, right now, what's happening is they're making me imagine disgusting thoughts as I'm making this video, and I'm supposed to think that this is something they don't do to me via the alteration of my brain. Matter of fact, they use verbiage that's so disgusting. I heard this clown say, "No, we're just pairing for that." The level of people becoming gimmicks is surreal. What do you mean by pairing for that? First of all, they're saying that these thoughts and experiences are things that they're pairing to me when I was a child, or something like that. Oh, some disgusting, nonsensical things. And they're like, "Yeah, no, but we're making you pay." And they're like, because in this program they torture innocent people, as innocent as children. Like children are being tortured. And they're like, "Yeah, but are you innocent? You're not innocent." I'm like, I'm being told by people involved in the program where children are being tortured that I'm not innocent. Oh, and by the way, they're like, "Yes, personal." I'm like, yeah. Being involved in something that tortured children is not personal, huh? Listen, for me, I made it clear I'll never let these people live this fantasy. But my body cam has been a great help. Now, unfortunately, something happened this weekend. Well, I had my body cam for the beginning, and I went out. I rarely go out, with target individual, we live a life where we isolate ourselves, and it's rare that you go out and even indulge in drinking. And when you drink, it's not even, things can go another way because first of all, your brain is not. It's a target individual dealing with V2K. Your brain is no longer than yours when you're sober. So when you're drunk, they can literally, like, it's easy to kind of black out. Not black out, but your memories are becoming more distorted. But with me, it goes further because I know the level of control is high. They try to make me imagine things like that never happened, and because my memories can be just completely erased, they can make you imagine things in the past. And I have had a body cam. They still try to make me think that something happened that never happened. It made no sense. I was like, you just try to make me imagine that. They were making me think, "No, but when you got back from this place, then and they've been telling me for years, they have this neighbor's trash. This non-adult trash that you can tell they test this trash. You can tell my hatred is strong. And you can hear in the videos I've made. But it's funny how these clowns think I'm just saying that just to say that. Like I said, they don't live within reality, and unfortunately, I think one day reality is going to hit them in a way they didn't expect it. Because they really went with the reality they put together, expecting people to let them live that reality. It's going to be the opposite of that. Matter of fact, I'm so quick to want to put that reality in their face. So with me, when I come back home and my memories are blurred in regard of like, how I got back home and all that, because alcohol was consumed. It's not that many times, but the few times it happens, every time it's the same story. Now, most of the time I've had either my body cam on me or my surveillance camera at home seeing me coming in. And unfortunately, Saturday night, or early morning, I should say, not only my body cam was not on, but my surveillance camera was not on too. And so the storyline started to be, they started making it up. Oh my goodness. And it's the same stuff though. It's literally the same thing they create while I had the body cam. Literally the same story. It's like they've done this. The thing is with them, it's like they don't even try to like come up with it. Okay, let's just not make up anything right now. He has a body cam. He's gonna look at a body cam, and the body cam is gonna show what really happened. Nope. They do the same thing while I have my body cam. I can follow everything I did. And they're still very committed to the BS. Very committed. It's like they just don't think I'm just gonna look at my body cam and see what actually happened. They've done it multiple times. And now, guess what? They're doing it again. But this time I don't have my body cam. And I don't have my surveillance camera. So now it's like, oh, but this time, yes. I'm like, Jesus. This time, this happened. By the way, I was able to track the time I got here. I remember where I was before coming here. I was at a dive bar all the way an hour away from here. Then took a Lyft, Uber's, ride, and got here around 2:20 in the morning. And now the thing, they're like, no, like in the hallways there was some teenagers, something like 2:20 in the morning, by the way, and you did this to them. I'm like, clown. And I know that this didn't happen. I can tell that I locked the door. I put everything, the way like my little security thing. I put things against the wall, the door. Everything looks like my keys and everything are there in the wall. But there's a few things that I was missing from what I had with. I have like this little, like carry on purse like thing. And I feel like unfortunately I left it somewhere else as I was like digging out the full things. So they use even that against me. It's like, oh, but where the stuff? The other stuff, like you're missing a cologne, you're missing, because I have two body cam. One of them is no longer in. And I also have like, because wherever I go, especially on I have like a recording device in case something like as what we're saying. Because they tell me they're framing me. So I take all the security measure for that. So it looks like as I was looking for things in my mail purse, I left it somewhere else and never put them back. And so now they're like, no, what happened is he left at this place. And matter of fact, I think I have two sets of keys. I see the one set, but I can't see the other one. I think I brought both. Thankfully, I brought both in this case. And I was able to use the other sets. But they're still like, yeah, no, what happened is like the neighbors, you did this and that. And these clowns start coming up with stories. Now, I don't know if I left this stuff in the car or unfortunately I went to somewhere to get some money, and probably while I was digging out my stuff, I probably like left it there. Which, however it goes, it's okay. But however it goes, I know I misplaced these things, but they're not important things. Thank God I have my phone. Thank God I have my wallet. Thank God I have some keys. Thank God, everything I need is actually still there. I was nervous for a bit, but thankfully, and maybe still even somewhere here. If I clean up, I'll probably find it if it's still here. But the stupidity to try to come up with the same story they try to do every time. Even the time when I have body cam, and they're like, no, this time it's true. I was like, yeah, okay. This time when you don't have the body cam, this time it's true. Last time we lied to mess with you, but this time when you don't have that actually happened. These clowns. And this is what it looks like when I have my body cam. Target visual. And of course I'm buying another body cam. It's not that expensive. It's like $28. Is it worth the $28? Invest in that. I'm telling you, these perps don't live with reality. Because they need to paint a false reality. But on top of that, they love this thing. And I'm sure they benefit from that financially or other ways. But they really enjoy this. But they don't want to enjoy this with the awareness that they're involved in something where children are tortured, when women are raped, and destroyed. Not even just rape. Rape is just it's a daily life of torture of all sorts, inclusive of children being tortured that way. So they're putting a lot of effort to just like try to repaint reality while painting themselves like the justice seeker. It's so disgusting. It's so disturbing. And I keep saying, for the children that suffer and the women that are suffering here, for those who've killed themselves and jumped out of the balcony or wherever way they kill themselves, I'm not gonna allow these fuckers living this fantasy. They're gonna be accountable for what they joined. And you know, they love to say things to cover up. It's like, oh, he blabbers. I will blabber. They still die. You'll be facing the reality of what you're part of. Never fantasize about it. And to these clowns to talk about paying for it in the trash, you're a low-life bottom feeder who enjoy this program for what it's able to do to people's brain. But you're a bottom feeder for pedophiles, because these governmental entities behind this program, like the DOD or the CIA, pedophilia has been a big issue ongoing in these agencies that keep coming back over and over. And I'm not even talking about Epstein files and things like that. I'm talking about actual bills like S1413, the BuzzFeed article that exposed, this CIA issue with pedophilia. Well, this clown here involved in a program where torturing children, although it's not torture for the pleasure of torturing children, but torturing children for the development of this program, is something that's happening. Some of them doing that to me have experienced something like that. They have done things like that in regard of being involved in that. Involved where the target individual was inclusive of a child. I know. Some have involved themselves where the target individual is a woman. And the truth is, they've told me that in one way or another. I couldn't even believe it. My brain refused to believe that. What? More innocent than me? What? And the reason why he was saying that is because it's like, how can you think we're doing that to more innocent than, like, he was mad that I thought I was too innocent for me to be tortured this way. And he wanted to bring up how innocent some of the people they torture were. Like, we're torturing people more innocent than you, aka women and children. This low life deserve death for what they're part of. But the storylines they come up with is just, thank you, God. Like, they're not even being strategic. What they do, they just wait to come up with story like that when I don't have my body cam. Because this is the same thing. They say when I have my body cam and come up with the same story, and I go watch what exactly happened. I'm like, Jesus. They're not even strategic sometimes when it comes, like, they just don't care. And now when I don't have it, I'm like, okay, yeah, bro. These perps have no shame. No shame. And by the way, you can see I arrive here at 2:20 or so. These clowns are here. And like, what will some teenager be just in the hallways hanging out 2:20? Like, what the... For the stories they come up with, is insane. Like me, just stay strong. Stay strong. They're making me think of the time when I was on a date. I come back, it was not 2:20, it was earlier than that. It was maybe like a little after midnight. To go there with the date, this a teenager getting mail at 12 something, and somebody watching. I'm like, well, what kind of mail would be so important to go for 12? But this time it's like even later, 2:20, almost 2:30. Must be some like they want me make me imagine like yes, there's some teenager that was grabbing mail at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, that sounds real. You know how stupid that would be to even try to paint that story, but they're just trying to make me imagine this. They really make and then making me imagine doing something. 2:30, getting mail. All creation and imagination. Nobody was around. They just try to paint these stories. Taking video, stay strong, wear a body cam. For me, I knew all along these clowns were supposed to paint me in certain. That's why I've been making videos for years about these clowns, and that's why I'm going to continue to have body cams on me and do wear a body cam. People can even come up with stories like, nah, there's 220. Sorry, let me just be 2:20. Let's just say that because my car arrived at 2:16. Maybe it took 2-3 minutes. That they'll be out there to like it's just stupidity. Taking videos, stay strong.